Okay, today we're on 160 acres just west of Trinidad along Highway 12 and off of Highway 12 by about 3 miles, only a half mile off of pavement. It's about 15 minutes to town. It's 160 acres with no covenants and a perfect square. It's got a little creek bottom down here we'll be going to, and we're going to be going up on this upper bench over here on this side of the creek, and then and we're about in the center of the land. So there's a lot of grazing land here. It's real level. Goes up behind this hill here and back that direction there, and we'll be going around. We're about to head up the hill and go up on this other bench that's towards the southern end of the 440 acre parcels here. And we're looking back east along the valley bottom here, and you got some nice cliffs and rock formations. A real pretty view right up here up on top of the mountains. Again, we came from that direction. Okay, we're staying on the cliff's edge up on top of the mesa that's towards the southern end of the 160 acres, and you can oversee most of the Grass Valley, and the road that's way up there would be where it starts to curve back to the right is the eastern boundary line. You can see cottonwoods down the bottom. I don't know if you can hear any water running down in the bottom of the valley, but this is what we're standing on. And we're going to look down, going down back towards the west here. Right now we're looking towards the northwest. You can see down the valley from here. It's kind of a drop. See the water running down there? You can see the Sangre de Cristo mountain range to the northwest from this location. You have good southern exposure all around. And this looks basically south into New Mexico from this direction. And you can see the homestead area, the old homestead that was down here towards the western boundary line down there, with the water running down there through the creek valley bottom too. There's some really neat rock formations down in that valley bottom. And the area that all this rolling land over here on this side, you can see some buildings over there that's off to the west off the west boundary, and this upper portion and bench is where we first drove in on. Very gentle, and you've got some great views from up here. And we come down the valley bottom towards the western end of the property in the bottom of the valley where the creek ends and goes off the property. You can see the fencing there. And this is the old homestead that was down in here. You can see the remains of their root cellar that I just showed you there. And this is going to be looking back, I guess, kind of going northeast through the property, the whole creek bed valley. We came off of the mesa up here up on top, and you can see there's some decent Ponderosa, nice looking Ponderosa pines down here in the bottom. We're still right at the western boundary, and we're going to head up the creek. So you can see along here some mud dauber nests that are up here along the rock formations overhanging the little creek bed here. We're going to head up that direction. There's the remnants of a homestead shelter. Southern Bench Mesa up on top, right up there. We took a trail right up through that valley right there. Sitting just off the eastern boundary line, and it goes up through, I don't know if you can see There's a couple of tall pines up there, basically over the top of these cottonwoods here, and then it runs somewhere right through here. A little portion of this pond, at least, is a part of it. That grass patch up there is on the property, and the eastern boundary line runs on the other side of these trees right here, and up to the northeast corner. We're sitting above the valley. We just came up. You can see how the creek bed rolls down. The upper meadow just above the valley below, we came from down where the pond's at, and the property line runs about halfway through that pond. And you can see a real tall ponderosa up there on that hill up there, right in the center of the picture there. That'd be about the eastern boundary line running up on top of that mesa where we looked over the entire land, and that's Fisher's Peak, where Trinidad sits right below that in I-25. So you see the pasture area that leads all down to there. And we're gonna head up to the northeast corner through these trees. The bench we went up on top of at first is across the valley over there. This is Fisher's Peak again. We went to the northeastern corner boundary and then came from the northwestern. There's just a lot of trees up there. You can see the fence along the western boundary right there. We made it back down to the level part that was across from that bench. We were looking this way. We're standing right on that rock face right there. Again, that's to the southeast, or actually due east to Fisher's Peak there. The road you see going through it goes to a 35-acre tract ranch subdivision that's off to the west, or to the east. You can see that on the aerial. Just real gentle, nice, easy land. Average year-round, average winter temperature is 50 degrees. The summer temperature averages about 80 degrees. And you're only 15 minutes from Trinidad, Colorado. Okay, last shot. So this road that comes through here it's only a half mile down to pavement, so you can get back to Trinidad, Colorado. And Trinidad Lake, the back end of it, is only about 3 miles down the road. This is an old water tank from the homestead that was before, and there used to be a windmill water well right there. The owners have a nice trail going in here to an RV spot where they've got septic and cistern for water. You can see this cattle guard. That's the western boundary line coming in. Some neat rock formations over there. Okay, we've come out, and it's less than a half mile. It's about a quarter mile from the property to this pavement, and then it's about 2 miles down to Highway 12, which heads west out of Trinidad, Colorado, up into the mountains where the national forest and the lakes are and all that kind of stuff. That way without crashing. The valley land is right up that canyon right there. You can see up it. We're still coming down to Highway 12 along the pavement. This little old mining town down here is called Cokedale, Colorado. Highway 12 is just right up here. We're at the juncture of Highway 12 and Bon Carbo Canyon Road, and we're going to take a left to go into Trinidad, and you head that direction to go up in the mountains. Let's look out over Trinidad back towards the northeast.